Hey guys, happy Sunday everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something that is super important for us MSers, and somehow it's the most difficult thing for us to get. You've guessed it, I'm going to talk about sleep. Such a fundamental thing that we creatures, living creatures, mammals, whichever living creature in the world, sleeping is the most basic thing you can do, and it is oh so important to get somewhere between the range of 5 to 9-10 hours of sleep, depending on the person. So if you have MS, the most probable thing is that you'll need 8 hours at the very least, and maybe something a little bit more than that. And as I said, it's weirdly enough, paradoxically enough, the hardest thing for us to get. And why is that? Well, let me tell you a little story about what I thought when I first got diagnosed and why I couldn't sleep. Well, I remember having nightmares, waking up in the middle of the night, because I had it was super freaky actually, but just so if there's any new diagnosed people out there watching this video, that you know that this may happen. I would wake up in the middle of the night having these very vivid images of my brain being rotten and ravaged by these lesions. And it would wake me up in a jolt because, yeah, it scared me. All of a sudden I was scared of being in my own body, scared of being controlled by this, I don't want to, this is a little bit tricky. I don't know what word to say, but this, damaged brain, let's call it that. So that was the beginning of my not sleeping. But as time progressed, I little by little let that imagery aside. And instead, the reason why I couldn't sleep turned out to be that I got spasms in the middle of the night. It took a while before I found this out. I didn't know why I wasn't sleeping well or why I was always waking up in the middle of the night. And these spasms can be muscular spasms, and that includes your bladder as well. That was the very first, sign of me being affected by MS in my sleep, would be that I would have to wake up between 2 to 4 times during the night to go pee, and sometimes even just not being able to pee, even though I felt the urge to do so. I took medication for that. I took bladder relaxing pills for a while. They just turned out to be too expensive and, well, in the end, not really worth it because they weren't doing that much of a benefit. But then once that was over, and I can tell you that it did get better, my bladder did improve in its function, and I'm now able to sleep through the night or wake up once per night, tops. But then after that came the weird experience that I would just wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. All of a sudden I would find myself wide awake without knowing why. And well, my partner sleeping next to me would tell me that I would get spasms during the night. Like all of a sudden I would kick, or I would jump, or I would do like these weird movements. And that was what was waking me up. I'm now taking these pills that are relaxing my spasms, so I'm able to sleep through the night. Now that being said, so nighttime for someone with MS is a very different universe of what you usually see in a daytime person affected by MS. In daylight, we sort of compose ourselves and we're able to, we know, I guess, how to best hide our symptoms. But in my case, at least, at night, that's when the symptoms show themselves in all their true colors. And it's a pretty unsightly experience very uncanny experience. Actually, it's very unpleasant and scary. And why is that? Because when I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, my spasms, my balance, all that will be just, multiplied by 100. I will walk and I'll be shaking all over the body, not just my legs, my arms, my everything. It feels like it's shaking. So it's a pretty uncomfortable experience, and add to that the fact that my balance is completely out of shape during the night. So I will probably have to hold on to a wall and, crawl my way to the bathroom, which is not my proudest moment. And that's a side of Sebastian that no one ever sees, and it's hard for me to describe, because it's, you're in the middle of the night, you're not really sure what's happening, but you just know that is happening. And you don't really know if you believe yourself or if it was just a bad dream. So when you're telling the story, you have that tone of being a little bit doubting yourself if that was really what happened, or if that's what happens on a regular basis. I'm sure you guys out there have a similar experience with waking up in the middle of the night and seeing your symptoms show their ugliest faces. When I wake up in the morning, it's usually there's still a remnant of these symptoms, and it's why I have to stretch my limbs before getting out of bed. But when the alarm rings and I extend my arm to reach for the phone, switch off the alarm, my arm is shaking out of control. It's a very ugly experience, and I'm sure no one who knows me has seen that side of me. And I don't know if I want them to be honest. I don't know what for, but I needed to vent about this, and I needed to tell you guys about what my experience with sleep is. Luckily now, with all that being discussed, I have reached a point in my evolution that I feel like I found calm and acceptance in my sleep, so that if I wake up during the night with spasms, I'm able to lull myself back to sleep slowly. Somehow I've found the technique that works for me, and that's just wonderful. But that being said, I do have to calculate a time range of between 9 and 10 hours for me to be sure to get at the very least 8 hours. Because being awoken in the middle of the night, you know that you're going to lose some precious minutes of sleep. Add to that the fact that, let me tell you something very exciting that's happened in my life. I got myself a little baby puppy. And this little baby is now 8 weeks old. And he was 4 weeks old when we got him. It was the tiniest thing. So me, with my spasms and my balance, just imagine how scared I was of stepping on him. I still am. But it's a little bit easier now because he's just a couple of centimeters bigger, so it's easier for me to see him. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you're well. And please share your experiences with waking up during the night and how you experience your MS symptoms. And if you feel like venting or, letting out some steam or some fearful experiences that you experience during the night, please go ahead and leave a comment. And in the meantime, I hope you're all well. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be back soon. All right? Bye-bye.